Today, I'm sharing my homemade vegetable broth recipe with you. You'll see how easy it is. You won't have any more excuses. So, let's get into the kitchen and say goodbye to those store-bought cubes, which are actually so harmful for us. We'll need some good fresh vegetables. So, we start with an onion that we'll roughly chop. Then we take a tomato that we've washed well beforehand, remove the stem, and also chop it roughly. We put our onions and our tomatoes in a salad bowl. Next, we'll need a leek, which we'll also roughly chop. No need to tell you to wash all your vegetables well before using them. Next, we'll need 4 stalks of celery, which we'll cut the same way and place in the bowl. To finish, I took 5 carrots. These are very thin carrots, so if you have large carrots, you can use 2 or maybe 3. After cutting our carrots into thick slices, we also put them in the bowl. Then we grab our blender. We put all the vegetables inside. You can take this opportunity to flavor your broth with some fresh herbs or the spices of your choice. We blend the vegetables well until there are almost no pieces left. Don't put all your vegetables in the blender at once so you don't overload it. Do like I do, so in several batches. If you're interested in a recipe for broth, chicken, veal, or anything else, feel free to let me know in the comments. Once you've blended your vegetables well, there shouldn't really be any pieces left. We pour everything into a bowl. And we continue blending the rest of the vegetables. So I did it in 2 batches, but you can do it in 3 or even 4 times if you have a small blender. Then we add 100 grams of salt. Yes, you heard right, it's very rich in salt. The salt will also help preserve your broth. So remember not to add too much salt to your meals, because the broth already contains quite a lot. As I told you, you can flavor it with any spice, whatever you like. I only added salt. Then you spread your blended vegetables on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Try to spread it as thinly and, most importantly, as evenly as possible for proper baking. And it's going to be a very slow bake, 8 hours at 100 degrees. You can prepare your broth in the morning, for example, and forget about it while you go about your day. You need to let the vegetables dry. They should become really hard. The cooking time depends on the ovens and the quantities you're making, so it takes between 6 and 8 hours. Keep a close eye on it. Once it's ready, you'll be able to remove the baking paper. You can see how hard it's become, like a rock. Next, we're going to crumble our bouillon. Break it into small pieces so we can blend it. We're going to put everything in the blender. We're just going to blend for a few seconds. You'll see, it's very quick. And that's how we get our famous bouillon powder. You can keep it for several months in small sterilized glass jars at room temperature. I really hope you enjoyed the recipe. See you soon.